And 97.7 The Beat, 533 right here, NatchezRadio.com. It is time for Natchez Renewal Radio with the one and only Mayor Dan Gibson.
Hello, what's going on?
How we doing, young man?
Mr. Leon, we're doing great. We're really having a great day. What a beautiful day.
Absolutely.
Wait a minute though now. I think we've shared this picture online. We probably need to share it again. Did I see you Saturday night? All dressed up in a tie, a sport coat, and looking as dapper as they get.
Well, a little soap and water. See what that'll do for you?
Man, you were styling.
Well, thank you.
We had a good time. I know people are wondering, where was that? We were at the...
Mediocre...
Don't you say that.
That's the name of it, MDP.
It's MDP.
Right.
It is a fantastic event that Fred Marsalis sponsors every year.
Yeah, be sure to say junior, not senior.
I know, Fred Marsalis Jr.
All right.
But he is becoming someone we all know and love because he is doing so much to bring the community together.
Absolutely.
And he had a great fitness weekend on the Bluff. And we were so excited to be at that beautiful gala event Saturday night. And, hey, we'll talk about a lot of that more in a minute. But I want to just talk about what we were able to do this afternoon.
Okay.
It was fantastic.
It's all yours.
We broke ground on a major project at Tracetown with local developer and investor Jimmy Smith. And this is going to be the largest retail development Natchez has seen. In fact, our region of the state has seen in over 4 decades. It's a $30 million plus retail project that is going to include Hobby Lobby.
All right.
The lease is signed.
Okay.
And quite a number of other stores. And when people start hearing these other stores, they're going to get as excited or more excited than they have been about Hobby Lobby. It is happening. And we were out there today with Mr. Smith and Natchez Inc., Chandler Russ, our Board of Aldermen, supervisors, and just a lot of people who were excited to see something of this magnitude happening in Natchez. Mr. Leon, do you remember the old Tracetown in its day?
I was in Los
You were in
Angeles.
California.
Yeah.
In Vegas, yeah. Well, I remember it very little because that's when I was so young coming down from Jackson for our occasional visits. And we would spend most of our time downtown on the river, on the bluff. But I do remember vaguely there being a lot more activity at Tracetown than there has been in the last recent years.
Well, I used to fly in every once in a while, and I would visit Tracetown because Sears was there at that time.
They had Sears. They also had Winn-Dixie. They had a movie theater, too.
Right, they had a movie theater, yeah.
They had, they had a McCrory's drugstore.
Right, yeah.
But if you
They had 31 flavors.
Oh, gosh, Baskin-Robbins, that's right. And if you were to go out there in the last few years, and I'm talking probably last 20 years, you wouldn't see any of that.
No.
It's been a real eyesore.
Right.
In a really great location where 61 and 84
Very good location.
And so when I first became mayor, I started getting developers here from parts of the state, out of state. I'd lure them here, buy them lunch, get them in my car, travel around, and we go there. And I'd say, just imagine the possibilities. Well, I'm just so grateful that it took a local Natchezian, Jimmy Smith, to see the possibilities where others didn't see it. There was a family, the Grodnick family had for years, Jimmy Grodnick, living in Mobile. We were talking to him off and on for quite a while. And he finally came to terms with Jimmy.
Okay.
And the rest, as they say, is history. It is underway. They are demolishing the old Tracetown, with the exception of, I think, the building where the post office is. They're building around it and facading it where it will blend with the new development.
Oh, okay.
But this will be a $30 million development, starting with the Hobby Lobby.
Well, speaking of Hobby Lobby, years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, I wrote Hobby Lobby and told them, I said, listen, you got approximately 50 adult artists here. You've
Yeah.
got 3 high schools. You've got 2 colleges and
Yeah.
all these elementary schools. I said, Hobby Lobby, you need to be here.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and Hobby Lobby, we're talking job creation. We're
Right.
talking a lot of
Yeah.
sales taxes.
Absolutely.
This Hobby Lobby is very likely going to do around $6 million a year in sales.
Wow.
Now, do you know how they have backed into that number?
No,
Well,
no.
that's what an average Hobby Lobby does across the nation.
Oh, okay.
However, they've done the research to show that is the leakage. That has been the spending in Jackson at the Hobby Lobby and in Macomb at the Hobby Lobby by people with a 39120 zip code.
Wow. All
Yeah.
right. Well,
Yeah.
that's great. Because, and the reason I say that, Mayor, is because, when you just want to buy 1 or 2 pencils or 1 or 2 brushes, you don't want to have to wait for Amazon to bring you a $6 brush
I know.
that costs you $9 for shipping.
Right. And here we will have so much here locally. I also am pretty excited about I'm very excited about the other stores that are coming.
Fantastic.
We'll announce those later when Mr.
Okay.
Smith's ready. It's his
Okay.
project.
Okay.
But the city's working with him. For one thing, we early on in our administration, in fact, the very first few months, we applied for a brownfield grant and we got it. That's a federal grant, a $500,000 grant for the purpose of identifying brownfields in our community that we could then clean up and bring back into productivity.
Okay.
That is one of them. The old Trace Town is an old brownfield. There is contamination there, and that brownfield is now going to be turned into a green field. And what we were able to do was connect Mr. Smith with the Department of Environmental Quality, who are working with him on a fantastic program that is going to use sales taxes to pay back a grant that he will be receiving for the asbestos abatement that is underway right now.
Outstanding.
And then on the heels of this, we will be doing a TIF, as the city has done for other projects over the years, that allows sales taxes to help retire a bond that will be in place helping with this project.
Okay.
The city does not stand for that bond. The developer stands for that bond.
Okay.
And it is something being done all across our country for economic development. It is the strategy behind a lot of the economic development that's been taking place for years in Flowood, in Hattiesburg, along the Gulf Coast, in Madison, and other parts of our state that are really growing. So we've had a lot working here to bring us to this day. Now, I also want to share this. I've already been asked a question by the local paper. They asked if this project means that our proposed retail project for the parcel north of Walmart, on that city-owned parcel across from the high school and the flyover, does this project mean that project is not going to happen? And my answer was absolutely not. Quit. The word quit is not in my vocabulary. If it were, we would have quit a long time ago. I can't tell you how many people up until today were saying, quit what you're trying to do at Tracetown. It will never happen. As recently as this weekend, we had people saying, I'll believe it when I see it. Even a post today after we did the groundbreaking, someone still said, I'll believe it when I see it. Wow. In fact, I just had a little fun today. I said, well, those who have been doubtful about the Natchez Renewal, just realize the Natchez Renewal is continuing to roll strong, and nothing's going to stop this train. But also, in honor of all of these folks, today we tried to get, I said we were going to reach out to County Pie to ask them to put a crow pizza on their menu, because there are a lot of folks who have been doubting the Natchez Renewal. They've been thinking we were never going to proceed, and it's time for them to eat some good old crow pizza at the County Pie. I don't know that crow pizza's on the menu. They've got a lot of good pizzas, but
you caught me on that
hey,
one, Mayor. Okay.
let folks just eat all
one.
the crow they can eat, because it is not happening in Natchez. The word quit is not in my vocabulary, and we are not quitting here. We are working very hard, and we have already done the research to indicate that just as millions have been leaving, 6 million a year, leaving our economy because people are spending it in Jackson-Macomb, those are also jobs leaving our community, our economy. But we've done the research, and we have identified countless areas where millions of dollars in retail are leaving our city. They're going to Baton Rouge, they're going to Macomb, Brookhaven, Jackson.
Amazon.
And Amazon.
Yeah.
And what we are convinced is that this city can support more than this one large retail establishment. We can support two, because I believe Natchez deserves more. So I want you to know that we are not quitting at all. We are continuing to work on the other deal. So things are just going so well in Natchez. We also have had some exciting news today. I think everyone knows, I'm totally switching gears now to roads.
Okay.
I'm talking about an asphalt project, repavement project that we started back in November on Canal Street and Homachita Street. And I think, as everyone knows, back in December we started hitting some bad times with that project. One thing after another, and it resulted in about a 2-month standoff because we could not accept the job that had been performed. And the quality of work was not up to our standards. And so we simply wouldn't sign the check, because this is a $1 million project that has to last for many years to come. I want to just say that without litigation, without just a complete stalemate, we have worked out a plan forward with the contractor, and we're very grateful, and with a new subcontractor that has stepped up, APAC, a local company, excellent at laying asphalt, and without any additional cost to the city. Citizens, at the end of this month, you're going to be seeing a lot of asphalt being remilled and reapplied on Canal Street and on Homachita Street. APAC helped us just a couple weeks ago to get some rough spots finally repaired at the intersection at MLK and Orleans and Homachita, right there at the malt shop, and another one at Auburn Avenue. But what we're now going to do is defective asphalt that we don't think was applied properly. That is about to be removed in a lot of areas. So last week of this month, first week of May into middle May, we're going to ask people to be patient, because we're redoing a lot of that project, but the end result is going to be an absolutely beautiful Homachita Street and Canal Street.
Great.
At no additional cost to the taxpayers of Natchez. All right, I've got some more good news. Tawana Williams is our Director of Workforce Development. You know Tawana?
Yes, I do.
Is she not something else?
I'm telling you.
Is she not
amazing.
Great?
Yeah.
She is great. I'm going to tell you something. She has proven to be one of our very best hires. Right here local, we knew that she could get it going. When I ran for mayor, one of my main goals was to get workforce development going in a big way, and to bring back the basic skills, electrician, carpentry, plumbing, to get people off the couch and back into the workforce by giving them skills to help them compete. Well, we have managed to get hundreds of thousands of grants already to make this possible, and to build from scratch a new department that is now producing results. Well, we just announced today the city has just been successful in getting yet another $300,000 grant through the Delta Regional Authority for yet more workforce development programs. Now, we've already gotten a large grant, $500,000. That grant has allowed us to open a coding academy offering free computer skills training for people throughout the Miss Lou. We also have been able to open a new electrician school offering free scholarships to those who want to get their certification as electricians. And right now, on the campus at Colin, because we partnered with Colin on this, we have almost 30 students enrolled in that program and another 40 wanting to come in on the next round.
Wow. Great.
Now that we have this grant, this $300,000 grant, we're going to be able to add carpentry and plumbing. And again, offering it at free of charge scholarships to those who are interested and show that they have the determination to enroll in the program and complete their certification.
Fantastic.
Our hope is by summer, we're going to have not only electrician going, which is going now, but we're going to have carpentry and we're going to have plumbing, in addition to coding. And we're also hoping that we can have another program of commercial driving going on, so people can continue to get their CDL right here in Natchez.
Great.
All of this was non-existent in 2020, but it's now becoming reality. To the point that we're looking for more space now to hold these classes because the interest has been that high. In addition, we are now applying for a grant that we feel pretty good about getting in excess of $1 million that is going to open up 150 slots for people here in Natchez to get more workforce development at no cost to them. But get this, the grant is actually going to pay these 150 individuals to get their workforce training.
Great.
It included will be a $10 per hour stipend to those students who show that they are serious about getting a workforce education. The whole goal has been, Mr. Leon, that we would have individuals in this community able to compete because they have the skills and then enter jobs where they can make more than the average college graduate upon their graduation. We know for a fact these electricians, these carpenters, these plumbers, these truck drivers, and these code processors, IT developers, we know for a fact that they all will out-earn a college graduate. In fact, I believe some of them are going to out-earn me.
Well, that's because these are needed skills of today.
Yeah.
They're needed.
And we haven't had this. We've had workforce development, don't get me wrong. Very grateful for Colin. Very grateful for Alcorn. What a great nursing program. Ranked one of the highest in the state. We are very grateful for the Fallon Center and what Natchez Adams School District is doing, open to students from all schools here in the Miss Lou. But what we're now adding is just tremendous, and that's on top of the diesel program that's now available at Colin, the new diesel program. We can go on and on. So I'm pretty excited about that. I just described to you.
You actually took a breath.
2 grants.
Wow.
One, $300,000 we just got. Another one that's imminent, over $1 million, that's going to pay people to get their workforce training. So if people aren't excited about Natchez, I don't know what your problem is. And, you know, folks still look around and say, but there's nothing to do here. You know, how many events have we had lately? And I understand this weekend you've got another event at Arts Natchez showcasing the 40th anniversary, 40th year for T.G. McCrary,
That's right.
a fantastic photographer right here in Natchez.
Well, don't say fantastic photographer. You won't be able to get his head in the room.
He already knows it.
Yeah, he's an okay photographer.
He already knows it. Tim and I go to church together. I'm so proud.
Okay.
But that's going to be a great event Saturday night at Arts Natchez.
Absolutely.
Also, we just came off a weekend where not only did we have Fred Marsalis' event, but we also had a fantastic event at the Convention Center, a wonderful discussion on race relations and what this amazing woman, Marge Barone, meant to this community.
Absolutely.
I'm very grateful to Alderwoman Hall for all she did to pull that together, and the Barone family coming in, and 150 people in attendance. We also had a great time of pilgrimage, both the Magnolia Hall Ball on Saturday night, a great success, and then the Natchez Pilgrimage Garden Club had their Bridgerton Ball at one of our historic homes here in Natchez.
Absolutely.
But I now want to close with this. Tomorrow is a historic day in Natchez. And right up the street here, we're going to be at, let's see, is it at 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock, we're going to be at the John Banks House, because we are commemorating the 140th anniversary of the fact that Dr. John Bowman Banks got his medical license from the Mississippi Department of Health, making him the very first black doctor, not only in Natchez, but the entire state of Mississippi.
Great.
In the year 1885.
That's tomorrow, what time?
At 3 o'clock, we will be on the front steps. I'm actually going to present a key to the city posthumously to Dr. Banks.
Okay.
And I'm going to present it there to those who are now custodians of the house, which is a museum and owned by Rose Hill Missionary Baptist Church. And Rose Hill is the oldest Missionary Baptist church in the state of Mississippi, and they now oversee the Banks House Museum. And we are starting a fundraiser.
That yours truly installed.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I did a whole 1, 2, 3 rooms of 3 walls of work.
I can't wait to see it. Wow. Well, it is on the Freedom Trail. That happened just a couple years ago. It's on the American Civil Rights Trail. A lot of history there when you consider not only Dr. Banks, but the time that George Metcalf lived there. It became a headquarters for the NAACP.
Exactly.
Charles Evers famously had meetings and rallies there. But what I really want to get across is the house is in danger. There's water intrusion coming from the roof. And we've been working with them to find a roofer that can solve this problem. But we've got to raise money. And the raising starts tomorrow. He is going to be able to solve the leaks without having to remove and replace the historic metal roof.
Wonderful.
And then after the leaks are fixed, we will then be seeking funds to restore the roof and put a sealant on that historic metal roof. And then more work to be done inside. So I'm asking everyone to please come out and support us tomorrow on the front steps of the John Banks House. Dr. Banks' house is on St. Catherine Street, 9 St. Catherine Street.
Across from Holy Family?
Across from Holy Family, next door to the Rhythm Nightclub, and also Webb Funeral Home.
Webb Funeral Home,
So a lot of great things happening.
I used to go to school right there, across the street from Dr. Banks' house.
At Holy Family?
Yeah.
Oh, man, a lot of history there.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we are counting it down. I want to give a congratulations now to someone in our community who was appointed interim municipal judge today, unanimously by our Board of Aldermen. Mr. Terrence Hunter, local attorney, is now going to be our interim municipal judge.
Fantastic.
You'll remember municipal judge Christina Doherty submitted her resignation to take a position in the DA's office effective May 1st. And so after the vote today, Terrence Hunter will be our new municipal judge effective May 1st. Now, our charter does require that there be a special election which will likely take place this summer. We'll see who lines up to run, but I have all the confidence in the world that Terrence Hunter is a man of character. He's a family man. His roots go deep here in Natchez. He also is someone with great compassion, someone who believes in fairness, someone who also understands that our police need the support of a judge to make sure they're doing the right job, that case is a winnable case when it comes to the court. And also to help us make Natchez a safer place and a more beautiful place, because we have a lot of dilapidated property issues. And it'll be good to have a judge who will help us in that regard. He has the decorum and the kind demeanor to be a very good judge and a very strong judge. And so congratulations, Terrence Hunter, on your appointment today. I think we're about out of time. Michael Wilson's giving me the notice. I'm going to give a shout out to Michael Wilson, by the way. Michael is always behind the camera, but if anyone's ever seen Michael, they know Michael. The minute they see him, he's got that iconic red beard and always a kind person who is so good at what he does.
So that's who that is. I wasn't wondering who that was. That's who he is.
So we're waving to Michael. Michael, you've been serving the city now for how long?
I think it's been about a year and a half.
Yeah.
2 years maybe.
Yeah. And we just appreciate,
I love it.
we really appreciate what you do. Michael manages the social media. He manages all of these live, events. And he also makes sure that everything that's happening in Natchez gets covered.
There you go.
So thank you.
So a shout out to Mr. Williams.
Yeah, Wilson. Mr.
That's
Michael
what I said, Wilson. It sounded like I said Williams, but I said, yeah.
That was that California slang. All right. Hey, a shout out to you. I appreciate you, Mr. Leon,
Well, thank
and
you,
this
sir.
station, what 97.7 means. By the way, it was kind of weird this afternoon. I listened, and I'm always enjoying the R&B, and sometimes the gospel, and sometimes the soul. This afternoon, was I getting a cross station, or were y'all playing the Eagles? I could swear y'all were playing the Eagles. But anyway, we'll leave that for another conversation.
Absolutely.
Take care.
It's been Natchez Renewal Radio with one and only Mayor Dan Gibson and Mr. Wilson on the camera. 97.7 The Beat, NatchezRadio.com. You're off.